Alright guys, today I'm going to show you 5 transitions you can use in your projects in Premiere Pro without using third-party plugins or presets to help make your films look pro. So let's get into the video. Drag some drone clips onto the timeline. I think I've used some of this footage before on another tutorial, but that's not a problem. You're here to see the transitions, not the actual footage itself. And I've also imported a music clip underneath the video clips. So the first transition I'm going to show you is one that you can use at the start and the end of your film or project. What you want to do if you want to add effects to your projects, you probably know this already, but if you click on the effects tab, what you want to type in to get this first transition is barn doors. It will come up with the barn doors video transition wipe. You drag the barn doors transition onto the clip that you want to use it on, which is this one. You want to drag it onto the start of the clip. And when it's on the clip, so if you click on the actual transition, then in the effect controls, it will give you all of this information. And what you want to do is you want to click on the top left-hand square, the bottom arrow, and it will give you the horizontal instead of the vertical barn doors. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it out a little bit. I'm actually going to put my headphones on so I can hear what I'm doing. Like a bit of a loser buff. So this is what it will look like. I haven't actually done anything apart from changed it from vertical to horizontal, and that's all you really need to do. So I've got the barn doors transition on the timeline. And all it's going to do is it's going to open up the screen horizontally as the film starts to play. So that's the first one. Really simple, just some horizontal barn doors that open up to reveal the film. Number 2 is going to be a zoom transition. I'm going to leave the first transition because we've already started with the barn door transition. So as we go into the next clip, I'm just going to leave it to run, and then I'm going to use the next transition for the next clip. You know what I said about not overly using transitions? Well, that's what I mean. I'm going to give it a break, and then I'm going to use a transition on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a section about 10 frames long at the end of this clip, and then I'm going to select another section, another 10 frames long on the next clip. C will give us our cut tool. So there's 10 in there, and it doesn't have to be exact. Let's say 10 there. I'm going to select the section at the end of the first clip. I'm going to go up to my effects controls panel, and I'm going to hit the scale icon, and that will give me my first scale keyframe of 100. So that's 100%. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create another keyframe for 150, scale 150%. Then I'm going to move the 100 keyframe to the very start of that transition, and the 150 to the very end of the transition. The second transition clip for the second clip, I'm going to do the same but in reverse. So I'm going to hit the scale keyframe button for 100, then I'm going to move back to the left, do 150 and create another keyframe. I'm going to take the 150 all the way to the left and the 100 all the way to the right. And then when the two clips play together, you can see there's a nice simple zoom transition. And if you've got music playing underneath, try and match it to the music. That's actually quite a long transition. You can make them a bit smaller so it's really quick, up and down. Really easy to do, really simple, no plugins required. Nice, so that's number 2. Number 3 is the speed ramp transition. Another really easy transition. Do the same as we did with the last transition. We'll create a small transition clip before and after, about 10 frames either side. So for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the mouse, we'll go to speed duration, and for the speed we're going to go 800%. Okay, 800%, and then we're going to drag that to fill that gap. Okay, with the other clip we're going to again go right click on the mouse, we're going to choose speed duration and 800% again. On this one we're going to move the sped up transition to meet the rest of that clip. and then we're going to drag it back towards the other clip. Okay, and then we get this effect. And it just creates a bit of interest for the viewer rather than just going from one clip to the next. But like I say, one clip to the next is fine sometimes, but just mix it up a little bit. The fourth transition I'm going to show you is a combination of the two, of the zoom transition and the speed ramp. Let's call it a speed zoom transition. I might not have used so many transitions in this, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I will. So about 10 frames, doesn't have to be exact. Select the cut tool. If you head up here, I've actually done another tutorial on Premiere Pro shortcuts that you might want to check out, so that's up there. And we'll select 10 frames at the end of that clip and 10 frames at the start of the next one. Hit the V button to go back. Then all we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to speed it up. So we're going to right click. We're going to go to speed duration, 800% on that one. Then we're going to drag that to the right. We're going to choose the next clip. We're going to speed that up by right clicking, speed duration, 800%. Then we're going to move that clip to meet the rest of that clip and then drag that back the other way. And then we're going to also scale it as well. So we are going to go to our effect control panel. We're going to hit the scale keyframe button. So that's 100, and then we're going to go 150. Drag the 150 right, the 100 left, and on the other frame we're going to go opposite. So we're going to hit the keyframe button, 100, then we're going to create a 150 time frame. Drag the 150 left and the 100 right, and we get this. Doing two things at once, so it's going to grab the viewer's attention. These clips are all quite slow. If you have more dynamic footage of bustling cities or bands or things like that, then the effect's going to be even more pronounced. So the last transition I'm going to show you, it is a transition, but I like to use it where there's like a really pronounced snare on the drum. There's a fly flying around, by the way. If you've seen it in this tutorial, I do apologise. I can't get rid of the thing. So yeah, it's not strictly a transition, although you can, if you have cut on the beat, then you can use it as a transition. So there's the snare there. Okay, so I'm going to make a cut on that snare, 5 or 6 frames. Like I said, it doesn't have to be exact. And what I'm going to do with this is I am going to scale it. I'm going to scale the whole clip. So I'm not going to create any keyframes, I'm just going to scale the whole clip, 150, and I'm also going to reverse it. So we go to the speed duration and you just click on the reverse speed, OK, and now that's reversed the clip. It gives you this effect. It's just something different to keep the viewer interested. It's nothing fancy. But I think it's really effective. I use that one quite a lot. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reuse the barn door effect, but I'm going to reverse it at the end of the film. So if we go to Effects, select barn door, drag that effect onto the very end of the film, stretch it out a little bit. Okay, and then what you want to do is, if we go to the effects controls for the actual clip, again choose the bottom arrow, turn it to horizontal, and what you also want to do on this one is click the reverse box. Okay, and then it will finish the film like this. Quite an effective way to end the film. I don't always end my films like that, but it's just another option that you might want to consider using in yours. I'm going to grab a colour grade that I've already done. I'm going to quickly render it out. So there you go, it's not perfect. I'd play around with the transitions a little bit more, maybe change the timings on some of them a little bit. But you can see how much more dynamic the film looks than if it had no transitions at all. Some simple transitions can really make your film pop, so definitely worth trying some of these out. Like I say, you can get all the presets, ready-made presets, all sorts of transitions out there, they're great, and I'll be doing a transition pack at some point. But if you want simple transitions, you don't have to pay for them, you can just do them yourself in the software. I think the preset packs definitely have their place. Some of them are pretty advanced transitions that you probably could do on here, but it's going to take you a while to work out how to do it. So presets are good in that respect, cuts all the time out, someone's done it for you. So, hope you've enjoyed the video. If you could like, subscribe, hit the bell thing so that you get notified when my videos come out. I'm posting Monday and Friday at the moment, tutorials, gear reviews, that sort of thing, just general creative stuff. Trying to build a bit of a community, so please leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know what transitions you use, what software you use. Let's just generally have a conversation. I'm here to build a community, so if you get involved, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time.